Okay, we should be live again. Time for another little quick one, I believe. And network not powered. Okay, hopefully that's just a loading in thing. If not, I might have to look into that and see if there's some way I can have maybe some more power. I suspect that might be something to do with the lag of what do you call it? Oh, really? Okay, here's another little phantom. Come on, come on. Yeah, we last time we were kind of looking at using AE2 to kind of set up all the phytogenic isolators, and then we were kind of busy making well, it looks like insane amounts of phytogrow. I'm also just want to see about maybe making the hey, I've got enough gold that I could happily do another one. Yeah, this is getting pretty silly now. Day 347. Wow, okay, we're getting quite a bit of a way. I'm also unsure about how. I mean, I know I've just sort of set this up as a proof of concept. Is this whole setup of the phytogrow and how it is a little bit awkward with this? And I'm aware that, in all fairness, growing, I've sped up the production of appetite quite a bit, mainly for working with what was it I'm working with? We're working with yeah, just to scale it up. But I'm making so much sand from these two that, in all fairness, this is now crazy, and I'm now producing lots. I mean, wow, okay, I'm sure that's gone up by 1,000 since I've last blinked. How are you doing in here? You are still... Look at that. As fast as we're producing stuff, everything else is just... Oh, and we said that, I suppose it's because this is, in all fairness. Also, that is kind of going down. We are actually... like, as fast as it is producing the appetite. And is that a case of now our restriction is how fast we can actually import? Yeah, look at that. By the time it kind of imports that, it's got another 16 of that left back. So maybe we'll actually start to see these die down a little bit. But I could probably do with actually... Let's see if we can make a gold one of these. Let's make a copper one of you. Fine. Yep, go in there. Does that not tick off a quest? Did I already have one? And if so, where on earth did I put it? Yep, no, I already ticked one of them off. Ho, 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 ho. Okay, not sure where I've put that. Oh, do you know what? If I had... I had one already. I had one already. Oh, that's frustrating. It's not so bad, actually, though, because... what happens if I take you out? You are 32,000 on the phytogrow. That will probably be enough, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, so this is kind of the phytogrow setup. And admittedly, we are then using... Well, no, I guess it's fine that one is kind of jammed up because... yeah, getting them kind of done is going to be your problem. I don't think there's a way of kind of saying, look, I just want one stack of this, one stack of this, one stack of that in there. There could be with, weirdly enough, XNet, that could do it. As could any of the other logistical stuff. Yeah, to a point, like, there is a little bit that dealing in this with, say, XNet would be easier. I could even actually have that. You could have a little XNet system here just to work with these things, and then have an ME interface that will provide. Would it though? It would for this. This thing is fine, and if anything, oh, that's kind of useful though, because I suppose I can put in a couple of recipes in here. And I suppose I could always have other crafters like here and here. Having that one being so big is a bit of a shame. Yeah, I think I can work on kind of how the setup is going to look in terms of this kind of like central bank and then any machines over here. I know the initial idea I had when working on this was kind of like, you know, hey, we'll have one AE controller and the whole master system that is then controlling all the phyto grows, because there's going to be, what, 12, 6, 12, 24. Each greenhouse would have 24 of these things in. And 48, blah, 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 blah. There should be more than enough for whatever, for all my needs. And then, yeah, each one has like an ME system over here, and then the crafters over here for making everything up. It's annoying that I can't really do it in such a way that you'd otherwise have what is it? Like, yeah, because we've got to have both the import and export on each of these so that you're pulling and pushing, because it does, the import export bus itself just didn't seem to work. And these cans, they are a bit funny sometimes. I don't know if maybe the import exporter would work with a whole bunch of upgrades, maybe. I can't remember if I already did that. Of accelerator card upgrades, so it's just kind of like, no, as soon as anything appears, bam, it's gone. Which didn't seem to be doing it, didn't like it. I know XNet does seem to work well with these, which would make sense because I think RF Tools and XNet are done by the same creator, so it would make sense that they work well together. So that could make sense in terms of certainly that the way that it'll stop that kind of getting a bit too crazy. I also don't necessarily want it out yet. They are definitely dropping down now. We are making more apatite than sand. And where is the apatite things? It's got 2 of those in, so it might not necessarily need that. And I don't think you'll ever get it so that it's yeah, I can work on that. But it could be good to have a limit of, yeah, you only have X number of this, X number of that, X number of the other. And that is then, and yeah, it's kind of handy that's got the other, so that one can kind of take care of itself really to a point. Oh shit, sugar. Don't want to do that. But yeah, maybe having that as a, you could have like an ME system there, an ME interface with then an XNet controller, which can then kind of just push and pull and kind of then work with these a little bit better, I think might be an idea in all fairness. And then I don't have to use loads of, it's not really a big deal, but I don't have to use loads of connections here. I'd basically then take these 4 and just have 1 instead. That'd be 1 channel used for the controller. Which is great because I know, I think with the controller there, then I can have sort of dense cable coming out the front, and then that can be split, so then you've got 6, 6, 12, that's more than enough. Same with like the dense cable coming out the back, which is then enough for, yeah, you've got your 6 channels there. Okay. And you could even have some on either side of this. Right, okay. Yeah, look at that, out of sand. Seem to be out of that. That means sand should start just being, look at that, there we go. But we are now kind of doing silly things with our this. Okay, so maybe that can stay. Maybe you can stay. Hmm. Yeah, and I think sort of certainly A2 is kind of handy for the whole scalability of using the interfaces with everything for these. And then it can handle more power, can handle just other stuff a little bit better, rather than trying to do all the channels and then kind of then the filter, the filter, the filter, the filter. This is just a little easier to work with. But certainly little things like this. Yeah, in all fairness, maybe that would be better. Hmm. Yeah. Because I could certainly have it where it's sort of where the input, and you could like list. You don't need to list so many ingredients. Certainly in terms of controlling the yeah. Do you know? I'm thinking about that. That might work, and then I can de-uglify this a bit because at the moment each one of these things has got 3 connections. It's got the power and the import bus and the export bus, and that is a bit awkward. Whereas using XNet in control and conjunction with AE2, that wouldn't be so bad, you know. As if that's already gone up to 15,000, but I suppose that's also the fact that I'm creating this at quite a rate of knots. But you know what, I might even take the other gold upgrade. And I'm going to slot it in there. There we go, and that should keep us happy for some time. There we go, 500,000 storage. That's definitely going to be fine, and if we don't end up getting that big, then hey, we can just take them out and put them somewhere else. Cool, 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 cool. Right, well, what can we do? Let's then maybe get this properly sorted. I also, it's always a shame breaking these because they look lovely, but I'm going to have to. And then, dun, 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 dun. No, I think that was going to go too crazy then. So maybe it wasn't, that was me just looking at things. Oh, if you... Why did you break into regular dirt and Supremium? Did I need Silk Touch to destroy you? That is all kinds of unfortunate if that is the case. Yeah, okay. Not a massive fan of that. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I also need to do something about the power because yeah, there's also the problem in that that is rapidly draining and it's only going to get worse. This needs to have a constant and permanent power supply in there and dedicated one that can happily just feed this and it won't kill everything else. It needs to be a dedicated, decent power supply. It wants to be fairly consistent in that the AE2 system itself never wants to switch off, but also happily be just an absolute dump, basically. To which end I want to... I mean, I could just kind of set up like a little thermo generator in the same way I did over yonder. But that might be... Which one was it? That one. Yeah. Because you think this has just got a tiny little system set up all to itself that is happily creating 2,500, well, slightly over 2,500 each tick. As if there's 10,000 raw copper in there. I don't need that much raw copper, but I do need other things processing. What are you working on at the moment? Aluminium. You've got water's full. You're not gaining anything else, are you? Anything going up there? I was trying to start the numbers. Oh, did that increase? Yeah, we are still gaining iron. Go on, let's be a little bit interested and say, hey, I'm gonna go to the mining dimension and have a look at my giant. How's the digging going? Hey fellas, how's it going? Deep slate. Whoa! Let's have a look. Diamonds. Oh no, wait, you're not diamond, you're appetite, aren't you? Hey, appetite. Your diamonds. More diamond. More diamond. Ooh, lovely. You know, I want to get a real crazy fortune on my main pick. And then make use of walls basically and be like, hey, as you're digging down, just bop, 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 bop. But that's pretty cool. Oh, in fact, it's only just started on Deep Slate. There you go, you're doing your thing, that's fine. Got redstone ore. Also, we've got redstone, we've got coal, prosperity, tin. Nice. Okay, I'm sailing up. And I think, is it in Deep Slate layer where you can find all the modium? So I'll come back and then we can have a little look at that. So let's go back to base. Definitely also need to sort out all my travel shenanigans too, in all fairness, because that could do with this. So what do I need to do? Let's have a little think about this. I need to sort out a power source to feed into this, and then we need to then work on at least kind of getting a bunch of different things set up in here. I think is that power source could do with, because admittedly all the basic ones are just going to be using 20 RF, so it doesn't even need like loads, because outside of the huge ones it's just what, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 240, 480. It only really needs 480 plus however much this is using, and then a bit extra, I suppose. So like it doesn't need to be loads, it just needs to be in the region of hundreds. It doesn't need to be in the region of thousands, really. Let's have a look at some of our quantities now. How are we doing with various things? So we have got 800 diamonds, we have got a bit of this, we've got loads of this. Can I make... Yeah, I think it might be good to... Let's destroy some of this. I want to... I don't think I can have you pump out to something else, can I? If I break you, I'm going to lose all that fluid. I'm going to have that broken. I'm going to break that. I'm going to break you. And I'm going to break... Ooh, I always hate doing this. Well, let's break you. I also then want a tank. Not a dimensional tank. Basic fluid tank will do for now. So can we just drain all of you? I'm then going to... In all fairness, let's start breaking some stuff up. Let's destroy you. Let's destroy you. I'm going to take you out and break you. Oh, look at that. You had 9 flowers sunflower oil. Otherwise, a whole bunch of that. So you can go. You can go. Wow, okay. That is a lot of amethyst shards. And probably more than I am ever going to need. So let's break you. I'm going to break you, and that means I can break you. And you, and then you can go as well. And let's just also snap you. Fine. Let's take the slag. You can break. you can break. How are you doing? 12 buckets of refined sunflower oil. Okay. Let's then put you back in there. Let's put you in there, you in there. In all fairness, let's just put some of this away for now. What are you? Your advanced solar panel. You can go away. What are you? Oh, you're a facade. Oh, of course. Oh, damn you. Damn you all the way to hell. Right. Bish bash bosh. And then we want some oak. Got any planks? You've got 3 planks. How handy. 1, 2, 3. Oh, how not handy. We are 1 short. Let's say, have you got any oak? Just make a stack of you. Thank you very much. And then we're just going to put you in my tool bag. So we have cleared out some space because we're going to have another project set up here. One very dear to my heart, and one that is probably just a little bit on the dangerous side for day 348. Now, what I want to do is make a setup that makes use of the crude oil, and not only that, but also all the bituminous sand I've got. Wow, I've got 512 blocks of coal. That seems a suspiciously exact amount. That is a compacting draw that has filled up and it is now spilling out everywhere else. Oh no, we can't be having that. Yep, that is full. Redstone isn't far off, in all fairness, and for some reason you can have double. Oh, it's because of the way that it compacts. Like you're a 9 compactor, you're a 4 compactor, so you can have more. Are you the same as well? No, you're 1.12. All the free bees. Yeah, 512. 1.2k. 1.2k. Oh, you're also 1.2k, you're fine. But yeah, these two. So, let's go. We need some more copper upgrades. And I need another copper upgrade. Because you need one and you need one. What does that take you to? 4,000 blocks. If I say coal, at the moment you're in 7,000 as opposed to. Oh, okay. There is 3,000 coal sat in a drawer somewhere. Can I see it? That's raw coal. Okay, not in one of them. There it is. You can take that one out, put it back in here. And that should now mean that all the coal is, in fact, not in here still. Why not? There it is, the coal has just gone into there. It's because this is a subnet. The actual... It would actually need to be in here if it was to go into the right places. Yeah, I can't actually have that workbench there, can I? Oh, I hope that wasn't anything. Oh crap, it was, wasn't it? Quick fluix. Still works. Woo! Okay. No. Okay, done. Yeah, okay, so it can't actually go there, can it? It'd have to go somewhere else. Let's put you here for now. I think I can put you in here. Yeah, you'll join to two things, which is a little awkward, but it's still doable. Okay, IE port. Let's put you here for now. In all fairness, I could put the cell workbench there or something like that. Ways and means of figuring it out. Then let's take that one with all the coal. Yep, quickly run. Empty that. Put it back. Now we should have 7,000 coal in here. Excellent. Okay, yep, that's more like it. Woof. If I was to kind of go, show me the biggest to smallest, what have we got in here that doesn't want to be in here? Stone dust. Can I? Oh, no, do you know what? No. Do this. Can I do anything with stone dust? Because that is just awkward. Stone dust will turn into 4 small piles or 9 tiny piles. Well, who'd have thunk it? Compress it into stone plates. We can mix it into concrete. It looks like we can pack it into these things. Okay, if I can make it into the small piles, what can you do with the small piles? You can turn them into the stone dust. What can you do with the tiny piles? Turn it into stone dust as well. Okay. Packer. Okay, so it seems like what you can really do with this is mix it into liquid concrete, compress it into stone plates. Are they actually useful for anything? You Greg Tech stone gears. And then they can then be compressed into stone. Okay, so you're saying it's a real engineer's blueprint stone plate banner pattern. What? Part grinding. I can turn it back into dust. Ugh, doesn't really seem to be that useful in all fairness. But what we can do is let's keep the sand in here for now. We've gained quite a bit of appetite. This is also getting exceedingly full. Right, let's clear some stuff out of here, I think. Might be, in all fairness, quite useful. Got quite a bit going on here. And probably more than I want to be going on at once. In all fairness. Oh yeah, we've even got the bits from the successor. Some of the essences. We've got a whole bunch of the seeds, the premium essence, the amethyst seeds. So let's put you away. Let's put you away. Let's put you away. And you, and you, and you. Okay, let's just play something. And also while I'm here, let's go up. Let's go, hey, in technicalities, have a solar panel. And then what else can we clear out of here? Sink, and the spruce trapdoor can go. Withering soul, whatever you are, advanced things. Oh, tertium farmland. Alright, so you stick around. It's just obviously our friend trapdoors like that. Basic mechanical pipe, facade. Controller, ultimate trash can. You can go back as well. Oh, and also that facade. Let's put the seeds in at 2. Part of me is like, do I want all my... Oh yeah, no, that's a good point actually. All my mystical agriculture stuff should be in its own subnetwork. I shouldn't be polluting this main storage with in all fairness, with seeds or essence that aren't useful to me. So all the seed should stay out of there. But what should go in, facade, you can go in, farmland, you can go in there, phantoms. All of this can happily go in. I know I'm probably going to grab that controller in a bit and make use of it. I don't know what to do with half of these weird bits and bobs. After tier 1. Advanced controller. You can all go into storage as well. I think some of the things though are probably NBT. All these receptacle familiars can just live in here. I think certainly the energizing orbs, the what do you call it again? The energizing rods, compression dynamo, basic the energy cubes. You can all go in technology. Do I even really want to keep you? I'm kind of half suspecting that I don't really, in all fairness. Same with these as flight. I mean, some of these can go in a bin. Like you can go in a bin. These two can go in the bin. Don't need bundles. And Enchanted Scroll of Flight, don't need it. Magic Resistance, you can go in the bin. Night Vision Saturation 5. I'm not even entirely sure what Saturation 5 is. You can probably go in the bin. Ancient Scroll of Immolate. That sounds offensive. Lightning Resistance, Purification, Useful, Resilience, True Sight. You can probably all go in the bin. Oh. Immolate might be nice, but nah, not bothered. Not bothered. Any that I want to kind of have as potion effects, or I think you can sort of then take the potion effects off you and stick in a, what do you call it? Like that true invisibility, 10 minutes. I think that could be handy in that. I'm sure I can use that if I want to make a pylon of true invisibility, which I eventually will. So I can then go and do the whole thing. It's the whole thing. Don't think you are NBT at all. You can just get. There we go. Thank you very much. Get gemmed. True Sight, go on, I'll hang on to you. Oh, that is looking awful full. Awfully full. Because then, yeah, the other thing was the whole sort of, okay, if I go at Mystical Agriculture, I do actually have a whole load of seeds in here. Okay. Maybe we want to, maybe we want to kind of yeah, do you know what? Let's dump our seeds in the thing because I can always then filter them out and grab them and we'll sort them later. Grave dust. You can be a thing. Alright, okay. Let us begin then. With, no, in fact, not you. We need the power source. I need to do power. And in this kind of thing, I want to kind of both make a boosting power source. So it will happily dump lots of energy into the A2 system for... Because it's one of those things where I'm like, oil and the bituminous sand I want to dump into the energy cell, and that can then fuel everything that's working. And if it runs out, that's fine. I don't necessarily need super stuff running all the super time. just sending a message. When was that? 12 minutes ago. Oops, not too long. Not too long. Okay, okay. I also need to have a swig. I was going to take this opportunity to have a swig of water. But yeah, I like the idea of outside of that kind of high-powered phytogenic grow one, which in all fairness, I could run in some other way. Maybe it doesn't have to be so intensely running all the time. But with this, I do want to have... Let's have a little think about this. That's while I'm here. Let's take some of these things off. I don't need you. I don't need you. I can't believe I used that one up. I'm going to have to find another one somewhere. That is an utter pain. That's hilarious that my dank is showing me what's inside. Dank 3, ID 3. That's actually really useful. I can always see what's going on in it. Ha! Can get rid of those, can get rid of that. Don't need water or anything. Scroll Forge, I will hang on to for now. Don't necessarily need you. Induction card is good. Infinite want to sell. Heating unit, must remember. Okay, let's have a little look at what things I've got unlocked. Let's do some quick questing while I'm here. Equal distribution card we've unlocked. We've got a little bit of a reward from that. Anything else? Getting started in Greg Tech. Oh no. We've got an appetite vein. Ha 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 ha. Anything else? Nope, that's it. Cool. Put you away. So yeah, where was I? Crude oil, bitumen sand, and I think I've got some red sand as well, but it's the same thing. I think both of these kind of go into the same thing, which is a centrifugal separator. Because if you look at what can you do with a centrifugal separator, weirdly enough, experience droplets from mystical agriculture. Essence of knowledge, cool. But it can split kind of wool into white and dye, flowers into more dye than you normally get. That's fine. Here we go. Red bitumen sand goes into red sand, bitumen, tar, and crude, specifically thermal crude oil, which I know is a bit of a thing because the crude oil that comes out of the sand and the crude oil that I find in the pools do not mix. They have different crude oils, even though they'll both kind of split into the same materials, annoyingly. Okay. Is there anything else from here? Bottles of enchanting, turn into essence of knowledge. Yeah, okay. There's also a little bit of... Okay, cool. We'll split those into... we'll split blend... alloy blends into their constituent parts. Also just spin things out of glass bottles. Okay. Spin flowers out. Yep. Okay, anything else? Spins flax into string. That's hilarious. Okay. Is that it though? Splits them into that. Handy. That looks to be mostly it in all. And that's what your honey bottle into honey. Oh, isn't that what the previous one was? Okay. On well, regular sand into regular sand. I've noticed one sand just makes 100 millibuckets of crude oil. So 10 sand is a bucket basically. Was the red sand different? No, exactly the same. And that's otherwise it's ultramarine dye, aquamarine dye. Yeah. Okay, so sand into a centrifugal separator. So I'll need you. Fine. Because then we have them, which then from you makes bitumen, tar, crude oil. Cool. And the crude oil is the same as, well, let's say bitumen. What can we do with bitumen? Multi-servo press, pyrolyzer, and stirring things. So multi-servo press, what can you do? You can make it into a block. Fine. Pyrolyzer, what can you do, pyrolyzer? you can get out of it coke, also tar, and heavy oil. Okay, that's interesting. Coke, I think we can just burn for what it is. Yeah, induction smelter. Okay, coke and iron makes steel. Okay, that's kind of all sorts of interesting. I need to also open up a beer because it is Saturday night. That's probably an easy way of dealing with it then through the infusion stuff, although I also think the immersive engineering of just having iron tickle into it and pour steel out of it will probably give us more steel than we'll ever need once it's set up and you ignore it and do something else for a little bit. Cool. But that's coke. It's otherwise a... Yeah, I think you can just... you can crush it into coke dust. Cool, what can you do with coke dust? Arc furnace will turn it into steel. Well, industrial squeezer. Hop graphite dust, which contains hop graphite ingots. Okay, yeah, that's all kinds of just things, but then we might as well just make the seeds. Cool, anyway, so coke is just a byproduct that we can use to probably burn or whatever. Tar is blocks of tar can otherwise just be burnt, I think. What can you do with a block of tar? Also just burn it, I think. Yeah. Rice cooker, generator upgrade, steam boiler, large boiler. Yeah, okay, it is just... So the only thing you can do with tar is burn it. Cool. What can you do with crude oil? Fluid encapsulator. Okay, fluid mixer. Fluid mixer, you can turn it into flux infused oil with destabilized redstone. That's hilarious. Are you advanced? Oh, yeah, extra. Or you can split it into heavy oil and light oil and bitumen. With crude oil, you can split into heavy and light oil and bitumen, which is merely 10% chance. I know it says boostable. And isn't bitumen the one that you can also split into coke tar and heavy oil? Okay, so that's kind of... Is that a little bit more useful? 40, 60, 10% chance of that. Or 100 with 100 makes 100. So what can you do with flux infused oil? But into heavy oil and light oil. Wait, fractioning still. 100, 100 and bitumen. Advanced refinery. 150, 150. Of heavy oil and light oil. Because I think both of these can be... Then we've got fractioning steel. Takes heavy oil and puts them into refined fuel. And you put them into diesel. And what's that? That is 100 of heavy into 80 of diesel. And you're 100 of heavy into 75 refined fuel. And a bit of tar. A bit of tar. I think the only things out of these are that I know diesel is 2 million RF per bucket in the compression dynamo. Whereas, yeah, you can get that from the advanced refinery from light oil and heavy oil in there, gives you sulfur dust and tar. But so crude oil or flux infused oil. Flux infused oil in the advanced refinery. I mean, maybe mixing with this isn't necessarily a bad thing to generate, because it looks like crude oil will just make 40 and 60. Or you can take the 100 millibuckets of crude, mix it with 100 millibuckets of redstone, and you get 100 and 100. So they're 100 each, basically. 100 combined, but uneven quantities. Whereas that will give you 200, 100 of each. And then the actual fractioning still itself will make refined fuel. 100 makes 75. And that's heavy oil, so 100, 75 for heavy oil, and 100 to 100 for light oil. And then the light oil only makes 1.5 million RF, or refined fuel, sorry, rather than, whereas diesel is 2 million. But, and the main thing with this is this turbine fuel, which admittedly gives us the same amount, but we can put it into an advanced refinery, whereas diesel you cannot. And this, I believe, we can up that amount because some of these modules, I'm sure, give you extra efficiency. I believe. And I think, is it the fuel air mixer and the gas mix compressor, I think. I know there's liquid ethylene there, which gives you even more. And in all fairness, kind of having like a few of these, you can imagine having a couple of these setups would be great. Don't think you can necessarily mix several intakes into one. And if you could, I don't think you can mix your liquids you're putting in. You might be able to, because I know it's very modular, this, but I don't think you can. But if you could just pump in like ethylene and crude oil or refined fuel even, that'd be amazing. But yeah, the and I've jumped ahead and haven't actually bookmarked some stuff. What is it? Pyrolyzer. What can you do? Pyrolyzer can take. Well, the pyrolyzer is obviously the thing that produces the. You can make creosote oil from coal, and that produces coke and tar. You can also put in logs, and it'll produce charcoal and a bit of that. Bitumen makes the heavy oil. Okay. What can you do with creosote oil? It produces absolutely no energy whatsoever. Can you do anything else with it? You know, you can mix it with acetaldehyde. I don't. Nope. We're getting a bit beyond me, I think. And then a lot of Greg. Okay. No. Cool. Sorry. Well, the crude oil makes heavy oil. So I suppose the bitumen is going to give me pyrolyzer, then gives me heavy oil out of here. But the crude oil, let's put you in with. Is it the fluid mixer? Yeah, I think maybe this is a good way to go. It might be too much mess, but the fluid mixer, or rather, actually, let's remove you and say, hey, how do we make destabilized redstone? So let's go you and you. So what can you do with destabilized redstone? I think it looks really cool. Other than it looking really cool and making buckets of it. You can make flux infused gems, really. A florb. Blast chiller turns it back into that. Well, that's unsurprising. Component assembly. Okay. Weird. That's pretty cool. An iron ingot to make that, because I think that is otherwise an iron ingot and 4 redstone dust. I guess it's just a more efficient version of that. But this is the thing we're wanting, a fluid mixer. So that and the crude oil makes flux infused oil. So I want to kind of go flux infused oil makes heavy oil and light oil. And then I want to use the fractioning still, because that then makes refined fuel rather than the advanced refinery for diesel. Because then with the refined fuel, I can then use a gas turbine controller to turn it into energy. And I think that's going to be totally cool, because then I can even have a backup. Could be, if I want a continual thing, hey, why don't we just have a little bit of melon power, which I know has been nerfed for all of Mods 9, but it's still totally cool. And it'll be a nice little cool thing to set up. Right, okay, I think that's going to be a way forwards. I'm going to take a quick little break just because I need to nip to the loo and have a little freshen break, a little comfort break, and I'll be back in 5. All right, we are ready to have a little bit of fun, and we can then plan out some things that we need as we kind of work on our trail, I suppose. And the whole kind of what is it we want, and how are we going to either store any backups and stuff like that. So it's also the problem in that, yeah, this isn't so wide, so we can't have stuff behind the stuff. We can have it above or below any connections or logistics. And I can certainly fill this end bit with that, because I think you can go quite large with, like, say, up to 50 turbines, which is how you produce, the rate at which you produce stuff. But I don't actually need to produce a crazy high volume with this. And like I say, it's only going to be taking like 500 FE a tick per, whatchamacallit. So I think we should be good. But we definitely might need to make use of both sides. Certainly, I suppose I could have my melon power on one side, and I can have the thingy on the other side. Both feeding into that, I hope. Well, I guess we'll find out, and if not, then I can always send one of them off elsewhere, or, you know, I can just have the production in here. So, first things first, we need a centrifugal separator. What do you need for that? 2 Constantan gears. Cool. Cancel. I think I might need a few of you, so let's make 8 of you. And then, no, not the paralyzer, the centrifugal separator. Nice, you're done. So, you are going to be our how is this going to work? How is this going to work? Let's have you there with let's have maybe a 1x2 draw. Oh, we've got one. Because each one of these kind of wants the storage below it or above it. So you'll just draw in there, and then the 2x draw is basically the two types of sand. Oh my word, that is my voice control thing there going nuts, saying that the house is too cold. Is it really that cold? Oh no, I think it's fine. I think it's one of the, I'd set it up so that if after 6 PM if a temperature sensor drops below 15 degrees in my house. She started shouting at me basically, telling me off. That's also a few things. Is that who I think it is? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Rubberwood sapling. Huh. A Lazarus bellflower. Oh. That's one sapling. Very nice. Oh, Syra Rose. And a Cherry Grove. Cherry Grove from Quark. As in different to... Oh. Have I... Stay there a second. Daytime mode. Now, a Cherry Grove. I don't know if I've necessarily ever actually found one of those. I mean, and obviously you've got your Magnolia Woodlands, and we've got... I've certainly found a few... you can't see them right now, but the Cherry Blossom from Vanilla. Somewhere. Sure, there's one just kind of over around up here somewhere. Was it you? No, where was it? Where was it? I did see one of these. It's kind of on a Sakura Grove region. No. Yellow Sakura leaves. Unless that is one. Is that the very thing I was looking for? Because isn't this kind of roughly where I started? Yeah, there's home. Cherry Grove region. Oh wait, no, isn't that Vanilla Cherry Grove region? Is that what you were selling me? Where have you gone? Yeah, do you know what? I think you might be that. Cool, yeah, not interested. Not interested, sir. And frankly, you annoy me. There we go. That probably actually wants to be the other way around, doesn't it? Okay, let's put that back. Nice. And we'll work the rest of that in a bit. Huh? Okay, so if you're like that, then we'll need the space to kind of put the controllers in here. Fine. That is fine. Then I need a... Can I have a 1x2 fluid draw? Why, yes I can. So I could do a similar thing here. No, wrong one. With a centrifugal separator. No, we've just made one of those. Your mass centrifugal separator. This wants to be... No, it doesn't want to be that, does it? No, no. Oh, well... This is what's going to turn the... I was going to say that's what turns the bitumen into heavy liquid, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. But maybe this does want to be that actually. Because I'm going to take the two different types of oil. Because fluid mixers, what can you mix? Yeah, and you can mix either type of crude oil with destabilized redstone. But actually, no, tell a lie. That's not going to be for some time yet. So you need to be 1x1. Storage drawer. Oh, really? We are out of chests. Okay, let's go oak. Say oak just because you're my backup stuff. There we go. Chests. So what did I say? I want a 1x1. Even if you've got like a downgrade thing on it with a whole some sort of weird push, not sure, don't care. You are going to be the redstone, and so you are going to. What's the pyrolyzer do again? You turn the bitumen into heavy oil, which is just a way of getting extra heavy oil. Fine. The magma crucible. You're the one that turns redstone to destabilize redstone. I also love all the... I think it was something I used to do in the old version when you had Tinker's Construct with the big the forge in storing a load of metals in their liquid form and just having these huge tanks of all the molten metals, which you can then cast out into whatever it is you wanted. Yeah, that's right. So it can turn various metals into their molten forms. Can turn redstone into destabilized redstone. Yep. And then I think the best one for that was like netherrack. Is it this one? Oh no, it was magma blocks, wasn't it? There it is here. Yeah, only 40,000 RF to turn one of these into a bucket of lava. A bucket of lava can be magmatic dynamode for 100,000. So you can melt up magma blocks and then burn the energy, and then just, yeah, just kind of keep hanging around. Because you can be anyway, getting ahead of ourselves. So we want a magma crucible. What do we need for that? Invar gears. Let's make 8 of you. But we still need 2 gears, that's fine. So we have our magma crucible. I almost want to kind of fill these up a little bit. So like, okay, you have some energy. Just so then I can... So what are you? You both phytogenic isolators. Ah. Fluid draw. I already had fluid draws. I also already have an advanced refinery. I can't remember if I don't think I need you for anything, but multi-server press alchemical imbuer. Anyway. Yeah, just so I can kind of start getting a bit of a... Alright, what have we got here? What have we got here? What have we got here? And then kind of almost like have it starting to work ahead of time. So it's a case of like, right, bish bash bosh, bish bash bosh. Also, if these are here and I'll have the stuff coming up, where am I going to actually have the controller? And if I have it here, it would need to then go down the side. So maybe I want to shift these all in one. That is a point. We'll see. We'll see. Because if it does, then I can actually just move that one in one. And you got that there, and then another pair, and then in one. Or you could even have thing, box, thing, and then they can go 4 high. And you could have some other stuff. Or like 2 on the bottom, a stack of 4. You know what, let's do that. And I'm kind of moving things around for the sake of it, I think. But centrifugal separator and a 1x2 drawer. So if I went 1x2 drawer, centrifugal separator, one by one drawer. You not the same thing? Maybe not or not close enough. Magma crucible. And you can go magma crucible and 1 by 1 drawer. Or that could even be like an ender drawer with a downgrade. Just so there's only ever 64 in here, but enough to kind of keep pumping in. And I can see then if it's empty, then hey, it's empty. But a handy way of kind of being like, don't overload that. Almost makes you think I want like a little space somewhere of kind of like, this is my exporting room connected to storage, and being like, this is where I'm sending various things off to various places. Could be handy. Could be very handy actually. And at least then, yeah, you could have then your controller hanging up here. And then the wires can come down there, wires can come down there. Or even kind of controller there, depending on how many channels I need for things. I might have to do that, because it might be impossible to have... Yeah, might be impossible otherwise. We'll see. We'll keep planning this out and see what happens. But yeah, I do almost feel like I want the whole... let's kind of maybe put things in and then we can lock them up. Does that mean this does want to be an ender drawer up here rather than a 1 by 1 drawer? Probably does, doesn't it? I can't see. Oh, there we go. Ender drawer, functional storage. What are we missing? We're missing an ender chest. So let's make a couple of them. Well, I certainly want a pair of them. And luckily, because it's a nice dark colour, but that's okay because it's going to have the redstone in it. Let's then make a down... I'm sure it's called a downgrade thing. There we go. Yeah, it is. Iron downgrade. Cool. Nice, nice, nice. Doesn't go in here. Ah. All right. Didn't know that. Can't put a downgrade storage in here. What can I put in there then? Let's just go to basic storage. Free copper upgrade, thank you very much. I've also made a fluid drawer. Free copper upgrade, thank you very much. Use the linking tool, you can link up to 2 ender drawers to sync up the contents. This works just like an ender chest but for drawers. To link, right click the first ender drawer with the linking tool, then click the second one to sync. Right click, then left click. Cool, I mean that seems reasonable enough. Oh, I wonder if these are the utility things it can have. Like this upgrade will make the drawer vacuum items in from one of the sides. This upgrade allows the drawer to push out items into any side. Or to pull items in from any side. Yeah, I wonder. Avoid extra items. And then redstone. Which I'm sure has a use, but not one that I've made yet. Otherwise, how many are you just functionally infinite, or you're not telling me just because you've got nothing in you for now? Because I probably also want my locking tool. Also ender drawer, you can go over there. So if I lock you up, but then put in and say, I want that and that. Okay, of 1k. Yeah. I mean, I'd have to feed items into you. No, that's fine. I can have something where I'm always... I can have an input for the... Oh, I need to think about this one. I can always have an input for stuff. I can always have an input for stuff. Yeah. Is ad hoc still around? No. Do I otherwise have a flux thing hanging around? No. Nothing in there, is there? No. I know there's one in here, but that is my... I need to keep that on me because I keep losing it otherwise. What on earth is ad hoc used for? Maybe I got rid of it. I must have got rid of it. I probably got rid of it. Although I know what I can use. I can use this advanced energy cube. And say, out. They can always fill everything up and kind of like go, hey, you just fill up, oh, that's a bit slow. Because what do I actually want from you? I want you to auto input from the bottom. And then you'll do your thing. 20 hour for tick, you got 50,000 in there, fine. Then what I also want to do, I want to take a stack of redstone. Okay, yeah. And put you in there. I want you to auto input from above. And then let's take another stack and put you in there. Because then obviously that's going to have a stack in it, that's going to have a stack in it. It's always going to have a stack. And that will nicely fill up. And eventually you'll just run out of energy, but that's fine. I just want you to produce some stuff so you've got your outputs that I can work with you. Cool. So what we've actually got going here, we've got the crude oil along with the tar and the bitumen. We have the destabilized redstone. So then I want my fluid mixer. Oh, now we're missing a few things here. We can happily make a soul infused ingot. That's hilarious. You thermal extra? You are. We'll need a machine frame. Make a couple of you. We also need the Constantan gears. Okay. Not going there. Cool. Fluid mixer. Or do I actually want you somewhere else? Because I want then some outputs to sit of the the destabilized redstone and the crude. I need 2 storages of the crude oil. I need 2 stores of crude oil. Depending on what is what. And I think that's always going to be the main kind of annoyance of. I suppose I can always either use priority or round robin with the XNet controller. So what do I want this to be? I could have a dimensional tank, I think. Because then that can always be a way of outputting the crude. Just the direct crude, basically. In the same way that that is the redstone. Because it only needs to be one thing. Like, annoyingly, this has to come out from somewhere else. But that's a way of being able to have both in one spot that it can go in. Or maybe not. Maybe I could have like a 1x2 fluid draw. Which I do have. And then that can be both. That can be both types of crude oil. I'm assuming I can lock you. Are you a Bucketsworth yet? No. Not even remotely. I'll put you there so you make a bucket's worth of stuff. But you are going to be then the... two types of crude oil. The other option, of course, is that I have like oil, redstone thing. And we'll take them out of there and put them in here. This might end up taking too much space. I might have to kind of compact this up a little bit, depending on how I feel. Or depending how it works, really. Yeah. I'm struggling to think about this a little bit, in all fairness. I suppose I could have like the 3 tanks. Because then you can have like the ender tank can be here. It doesn't actually have to connect to anything in terms of no, because then I do still want the stack there. That means I can't have anything up here that isn't otherwise an ender system. Okay. Because then I can happily travel underneath here. And then go up there. So with you, we would have then the fluid mixer. You are then taking your oils and your destabilized redstone and you're making the flux infused oil. Which we are then fractioning, stilling into light and heavy oil. What we're missing here, 2 invag gears. Cancel. Okay, let's make our 2 gears. Fine. We've got our fractioning still. You can go there. Fine. Which is pretty cool actually, because then we can even removing one less option by fluid mixer going straight into the fractioning still. Cool. Yeah, it's always handy if you can automate a little bit of these processes. I don't need to take up an XNet channel. Because then the fractioning still itself will make the heavy and light oil. Which is then something else I can always do, because then the pyrolyzer I need to take the bitumen and also produce more heavy oil. So then a pyrolyzer. I need a machine frame. I feel like I need a tin gear. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make a whole bunch of you, and then 2 more Constantan gears. Okay, can't go in. Ooh. I'm always a bit concerned. Oh, and then a machine frame. Yep, sure. Pyrolyzer. This is getting quite complicated, and I wonder if I'm going to run out of channels eventually. Which would be hilarious if I do. It also means I can put 2 containers here for the heavy and light oil, and they can happily just sit there. Hell, I could even put them on wood and raise them up a little bit so they're nice at eye height. Make them absolutely huge, and at least then that's a dump for everything else. Hasn't actually made I know that was it with the red. Oh, of course, it says boostable. You are the secondary outputs. I can boost you with is it the auxiliary fluxive, what do you call it, thingamajiggy? Or, you know, the various upgrades that you can do. But come on, I need at least 1 tank's worth out of you. Because we can. You're already locked, that's fine. Let's go oil. And I've got a bucket of crude from HarvestCraft. Can I? Why can I not put? Okay, let's unlock you. Fine. Just want a bucket, ma'am. Yeah, because you're not going to mix. I know it just says crude oil there, but I'd be surprised if it even looks slightly different as well. Okay, I need a tank. You'll do. I just need to first off go. No, you're not liking it? Oh, is it because you need to... Oh, it's because you can only input output on the top, can't you? Oh, that is frustrating. Oh, that is just not right. Okay, okay. Maybe pipe. A little bit pip. Okay, yeah, that's good. One of them. Okay, let's take my wrench. Oh, that's a bit annoying. I've had this, that's totally mode on. Look at that one bucket. Haha! We have two types of oil. If I search for oil, we have crude oil from thermal and crude oil from that. Wunderbar, absolute wunderbar. You can go away. So by looking at you, in fact, yeah, you can even see then those are the two colours. You've got crude and you've got crude. Fantastic lock. Oh, excuse me. Theory. What are you? You're the advanced refinery. Okay, okay, so. How are you doing? You don't have enough of the destabilized oil. And you've got a bit in there as well. But that is otherwise fine. I want a little bit more of the destabilized oil from you because I want to kind of then be pumping stuff in. But what do I want then? I want... I know I've got this basic fluid tank, but I want more. And it probably doesn't have to be this many. It could be more of these fluid drawers, in all fairness. Because how much can you hold? Sorry? 16 buckets. Is that it? I'm guessing it's 32 if you're just a general one. But then, I guess, if we go to... What is it? Upgrade. Oh, wow, okay. Multiplies the block fluid storage by 4. So it'd go from what? 24 to 48, 96. Is that right? If you are 32 times 4, 64, or 128. Oh, do you know what? That's not so bad. Like 128 buckets, that's one copper upgrade. Admittedly, it's a lot of copper, but hey, who's 10,000 copper, raw copper, sat in waiting to be processed over in the other room? We can have as many copper upgrades as we want. Also, you're doing fine. Go away. So yeah, you're otherwise doing good. So yeah, then let's go fluid. Draw. Let's put you there and there. And then it's me realizing I want one bucket of you and one bucket of you. Do these actually want to be here, or I could even raise them up a bit, even though you could have facades and stuff on them. But I think that's a little better than just down there, in all fairness. Let's do that. And even if we're then kind of like, oh, that window is shut, putting in a lot of work, it's fine. It is absolutely fine. I almost want a thing that can just store 1 bucket's worth. Can you put a downgrade item in one of the fluid cells, I wonder? Let's try that out. No, you cannot. No, it literally is just only an item 1 for an item. Yeah, fine. I imagine I can't sort of take out with a bucket and kind of. Nope, cannot. Maybe then I do actually just need to set up my XNet controller and start putting in the commands and controls for things, and then I can just feed just enough energy to stuff to but yeah, then I suppose it's a case of where do I put the controller. Alright, okay, so let's get our XNet controller. Let's get an XNet controller. And we have 1 and 2. So let's just take one of them. And say you were there. At least that kind of gives us a bit of a border, because yeah, I've got a feeling that we're going to have a couple. Because then I could even have controller, energy cube there, with then a flux point there, and then flux point can then feed the energy controller, and it can feed both. Feed the energy cube and feed these, and then they can have kind of like pipes going off the top, and then going down, and then you can then pull energy from there, and it also feeds them. Blah 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 blah. Groovy. So let's do flux. Removes energy to adjacent blocks, actively removing it. Provides it for removing it from your network. Yeah, I want one of you. I want one of you. Thank you. Thank you. Network selection, main. And we're going to call you Spicy Power. Just for want of a better word. You're just kind of like providing power for me, but you're a little bit spicy. Also, let's remove this channel. That is going to be a pain. Come on. Come on. There we go. And then that one, let's move that panel. Oh, wow. Okay, I just need to. This is an awkward. Come on. I don't know if I moved anything, but never mind. Never mind. Trash. Come on. There we go. And then finally, power. Well, you're fine at your power because you will be powered. But what I'm going to do is you deactivate. I didn't realize it would actually keep those. Interesting to know. But then we need, in fact, let's just go at XNet. So what have we got? Sure, we've got an advanced connector. Right, we've also got a bunch of regular connectors, and we've got some cable as well. Because supports faster item transfer, and certainly 500,000 RF. We probably don't even need 500,000 RF. Really, I can probably. That one's probably going to be fine. But we can always then put that connector there. And in terms of network cable, no, not you. You're a connector. You're a connector. Ah, I can save one by using it up in here, and you can connect that one and connect that one. Let's just destroy some of this floor because I'm going to have to eventually. So, blue network cable, network cable, network cable, network cable, network cable. There we go. Let's go up like that. But then we've got connector and connector. Hey, hey, hey. Then connector, connector, connector. Look at that. Bish, bash, bosh. Okay. So that's going to be taken care of. This. Oh, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to do about that. You could actually be a dimensional chest. In all fairness. Because I don't want to have to kind of feed items in and then feed you out. Oh, I suppose I'm going to have to feed the crude oil in, aren't I? The actual... Which it does mean... Yeah, that's the point. Even if you're a dimensional chest, I'll still have to feed in the oil from somewhere. How am I going to do that? How am I actually going to do that? We'll think about that in a bit. Because you're taking in from that. You're taking in from that. However that's going to work. We'll figure that one out. You might just be, even if you're just a dimensional chest, that's fine. Or some sort of endery kind of chest. But feeding it from somewhere else, we're popping it in those two types of sand. Off you go in there. Fine. You're making the crude oil and all the stuff. Because then a whole bunch of stuff can be dumped in output, basically. That is also fine. Auto input enabled from the bottom. It takes in one of crude oil. Cool, and it knows it can't take any others. I then need you to do fluid. Create. Turn you off for now. And you're going to be red to mix. And I want to get the Magna Crucible and say priority extract. And the fluid mixer. Insert. Cool. So I also need input output on the right hand side. Let's give you a bit of juice. Let's just give you enough to kind of do something. Bish bash bosh. And that's the point, actually. Yeah, no, you don't need to be input. You just need to be. You just don't need to be input. You don't need to be output because you can output directly above, which is then saving us a channel. But this one just wants to be you. Turn it on. It's not working because you need to be output on the right, on the left. That's fine. We now have the destabilized redstone in there along with the crude oil. And what I'm going to do with you is your outputs and auto output enabled to the top. You are input, auto input enabled. Let's then give you a little bit of juice. So there we go, we've got our flux infused oil coming in. Break you up. So that has then given us our heavy oil and our light oil. To which end we will then be able to say can I lock you? No, I can't lock you, can I? Oh, okay. Fine. I don't know what to do about that. We'll figure something out. Even if it's, yeah, well, I suppose. Luckily, I think we're going to end up with a lot of redstone, and we might only ever need to use it if it all kind of backs up. So we've got heavy oil and light oil. And no matter what oil kind of goes in, we've got space for it, can go in there. We will want some means of kind of, I suppose you could always put it here actually. Or if I have to, up there. Although I'd like to be able to, oh, actually I don't need to go across, do I? Oh, I suppose I could do, but only if I needed to. Maybe I could put something up here and here by the other side of the windows. We'll see, we'll see. We shall see. Because yeah, what is it I want to do is in fact, because you're making bitumen and you're making bitumen, and tar can just go everywhere. So you do need output on the right. Auto output enabled, but it doesn't really need to auto output, I think, because I think it can, this kind of does pull, but that's fine. We're going to send things around. Because you'll then need to be input output on the right. Because excuse me. That fractioning still is what's going to produce, is the main producer of the light and heavy oil. So let's call you light. And let's call you heavy. Cool. So you're also a fluid. Create, turn off. It's a bit annoying that I've got to spend one channel kind of passing it there and another channel passing it back. I could technically can get around it by doing shenanigans, like one channel can say, hey, filter this fluid from here to there, and then the same one can be then, and then pull from there and put to there with a different filter. So the same channel I could use to say heavy from the fractioning still and put it in the drawer, and also extract the light and send it to the refinery and do both that way. Do I need to though? Do I actually need to? Is there another way I can get around this? can I absolutely design this in such a way we don't have to? Because I probably do, don't I? Because this one's 2 oil and they became 2 oils. Then all I have to do is, because then you've got like the output one. If you're outputting crude oil, you could just technically output it to the right. And this one can be the ender one. You can be the thermal oil, you can be the end oil. You're then both kind of put into this thing. And you could be there. Yeah, you don't have anything in you and you're not locked otherwise, are you? Okay, so what happens if I... Oh my goodness. Just destroy you. You're not a thing. Destroy you. You're not a thing. Unlock you. And provide more power to you to suck the rest of that up. Because what are you doing? You are just making the redstone. You are taking the crude. If I auto output to the right hand side, that will presumably put the oil into that drawer because that's what can be directly done. Yeah. So you are now thermal oil. If I was to take a dimensional tank. Oh, which is water. I want you to be a different frequency. 011 oil. It's tenuous, but don't get me wrong. So you can be then, yeah, crude. So crude and crude. Are you still doing your thing? Oh yeah, okay. As soon as you've got to fill it up, then there we go. Then that's the bucket of that. That is now empty. Cool. So you're taking the different types of, you happily accept each one, but you can't have both at once. Okay. But you still probably want then a connector there. Because what are you doing again? You're mixing the oils together. That's fine. And what are you doing? You're just a pyrolyzer. You just want the bitumen from a couple of places. Do that. So I think you can go down here, in all fairness. Pyrolyzer. You're our new best friend. You can go here. As I reckon. Or do you actually want to be a storage drawer for the bitumen? Because I need a backup. I don't want things to stop because the output has got full of one or two of the other things. Now, what happens if this fills with bitumen? It probably won't, but if it does, we're kind of stuck. It's just that awkward whole thing of kind of what is it? Turns the bitumen into heavy oil again? Pyrolyzer. The pyrolyzer turns stuff. So almost if I have a container full of staff, it wants to be you. So I've shift that all up one. No, because you need to be there. You do need to be there. Then maybe the fractioning still needs to be somewhere else. No, it doesn't. The fractioning still does want next to be the fluid mixer because that's taking this and it's producing the... Yeah, the fluid mixer is taking that and it's passing it to the fractioning still. Fine. This, on the other hand, is then taking the bitumen your output into there, and you are going into here. That's fine, because yeah, your input, these two need to be next to each other, fine. But your input is actually from a couple of different places. I do need you. Because you are all kinds of red to mix. You took in the oil, but now we've put them there. So you could all be bumped up one. If you're bumped up one, then we can have the storage drawers underneath. Okay, so it's still pyrolyzer, fluid mixer, fractioning still. That's what they say. It's pyrolyzer, fluid mixer, fractioning still. Oh, as if we've lost everything by breaking them. That is annoying. But you are taking the bitumen, so we want the 1 times draw. The bitumen, and I want to take half of you. So centrifugal separator has some, and the ugh. Huh. I wonder if I can then put 2 tanks there. And then storing. So you've got then oil, oil, heavy, heavy. Probably a bit much, but well, is it? Is it though? Is it really? So I need someone to check my messages. Nothing. Bruh. Take a glug of water. It's also, yeah, that probably does want to actually be a dimensional chest with just the sand in it. And annoyingly so as well, because the drawers are really handy in that you can sort of see what's going on, but if you can't, then there's no... I'm trying to minimize the use of channels by kind of automatically feeding stuff in where they need to go. Unlock that. Yep, fine. That's a real shame. Also means that those things are kind of slightly unnecessary, those connectors. Oh, you're unnecessary. Oh no, I do need to pull from you, actually. Ah, right, okay. Yep. Let's go dimensional chest. So we need one of you. Yep, that's fine. Here's one of you. That's fine. And then that's 2 lots of you. Fine. Makes one of you. Fine. Really? What was it? So, what number looks like an N? None of them. Which one looks like a D? None of them. Oh, wait, no, I can't. Oh, you can only take 3 letters anyway. Sand. Change. Oh, right, no, it doesn't like that. Cool. Your frequency 546 for reasons. It's kind of SA6. No. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Right, well, I also might just put my heating on just a little bit. I've got a cold nose, and it's a shame because I know it's. Don't necessarily want it to be too chilly. I should have a little blast of heating. Hopefully, I've got my curtains and everything closed upstairs. So if I go sand, let's then take a stack of each of those 2. I'm going to put you both in there. Well, you've filled up with you. Let's also then... I know I've got that advanced energy cube. Do I really want the advanced one? Probably do, actually. Some of these are going to be pretty hungry. Fine. Okay, then let's put you there. And check your status. So when you input on the bottom, and you can kind of output, you want to be none there, output left and right. So power, I want to extract from you. We got a dimensional chest, the centrifugal separator, you. Insert magma crucible, insert pyrolyzer, insert fractioning still, insert fluid mixer, insert controller. Don't actually need it. Turn on. Cool. So now that should hopefully start then just whizzing through and doing your thing. You are going to start doing your thing. You're powering up. You're powered up. You're powered up. You are then going to I have no buckets in there. No, I don't. Really? Why does my oil look like that? That is so weird. Pretty sure it's not supposed to look like that. Anyway, we've got our sand. We've got our sand. We've got our redstone. We've got our redstone. Oh, I've also got bitumen there. Cool. So you can go from there, and then you're happily just going straight into that tank, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're happily doing that, and you're going places. Turn you off a second. You want to extract from there, but we don't want you to go into Paralyzer. Let's remove that connector. Fluid mixer. I want to insert. I also want to take both of these oils and insert into the fluid mixer on a priority basis, but I don't know how that will necessarily work. Probably priority from... Take it from this one first before that one. Maybe? Maybe? Probably. Yeah. Oof, do you know what? I need another comfort break. I've drunk a beer and now I need a wee. So, Yahoo. Give me 2 seconds. I'll wait for this to process a little bit. Oh. Toilet.
Turn on the heating. Kitchen is below 15 degrees.
Okie dokie, we are back. Back. Okay, let's just quickly open up another beer. I also want to just, there we go. Get a little drink on the go, get my drink on, get my swag on. So, we are happily making stuff. And you're happily making that. We need some more redstone just so that I can always see what's going on with that. Okay, let's make some more redstone. I can always see what's going on with that. Nice. So redstone into there, you're happy with that. You're happy with that. You're making that oil, and let's assume you're just coming in from the system. You're just doing your thing, It's like I say, I need to build a little export room or area or something. And you're kind of doing your thing. So, I wonder if you behave better with import-export buses, because then I could happily just dump everything, all my output products into you, and just sort of say import the 2 types of bituminous soil, and then pull everything out in the ether, basically. So yeah, fluid mixer. We need the oil and the redstone. So you're ready to mix. So I actually want to call you, that's the panel one up. Okay, wow, okay, you don't like that, do you? Why can't I just rename you? You have to be on to be renamed? Something started working. Okay, so destabilized redstone started going in. And you started working up again. So, to mix. We have extract another magma crucible. That's fine. Insert to fluid mixer. But I also want to extract from you. Can I do an extraction priority rather than insertion priority? So what happens if I try and do you? You've gone and you haven't. But all that's gone through and that's kind of doing its thing. Okay. And you're just going to make that. you're going to then do that. That's fine. So I'm going to take a little bit more of you and chuck you in there. You're going to do your thing fine, mister. You're going to do fine. Okay, so we've got crude, we've got destabilized. Okay. And actually, this is not bad because it means it'll always take this stuff out, so it can always then be producing getting the sand sent back. It's a shame I can't necessarily do put them back down into there. I have to kind of go into the system here. Oh, but you are happily making that, so you're just, of course, you remember to kind of input from there. Weirdly, you only now need to input from the right, so you can actually go to none. Okay. You, however, paralyzed that want to be input from there, auto input enabled. Because fractioning sales has not produced any bitumen yet. That's fine, I presume it presumably will. And it looks like you, every time you produce a little bit, you actually head out of there. I wonder if I'll have to do like export left and right. But then with that thing, say I only want to export the bitumen, tar and sand from here. So I might even kind of go, hey, sand, I need some regular sand. Because then some of them will go in there, some of them will go in here. Come on. Oh, you still haven't produced any. And I'm sure that's what you can do. Crude oil, not crude oil, flux infused oil. Okay, so it's only a 10% chance you'll actually make any. Fine. Fine. No, it's raining. How I'm going to sort out, like I say, I want like a little exporting room, but there is nowhere for it. The only thing would be up here once I have kind of got rid of a whole bunch of this crap and stuck it somewhere else, then I can happily make a little area for it. Yeah, potions are probably going to go somewhere else. Enchanted books are going to be enchanted library. These things are going to be broken down, extracted, blah, 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 blah. In fact, all of this is going to be in that building that's going to go over there. So it could be over here. Because I know even though I had all this, is like, this is where I've got my generic storage. Realistically, it isn't. Similarly, banners, quivers. Quivers are an odd one because you... I wonder if there's an automatic way to go to that. Yeah, most of the actual relics, not really MBT, I doubt. So, you're probably fine. I don't actually need you to go into anything else. Arrows, I imagine you are kind of like a data system. You probably are. Banners definitely are. Look at all that information. A lot of the funky banners can probably go. Do I really need to keep you? You're kind of cool, but am I actually ever going to make use of you? Also, increases maximum health by 1 heart up to 20 times. Does that mean you're a thing to use? Don't know. But yeah, there is certainly like an aspect of I want like a little exporting room to be able to sort out where I'm sending stuff around. And this area would be, in all fairness, perfect for it. Once I've got rid of you. Okay, yeah. I'll bear that in mind for now. But I do want to sort this out. What on earth? Oh. So I actually need to kind of have you as a little bit of a thing somewhere. Wait, what are you? You don't seem to be being used. Oh, you are. You're sending to that place over there. Right, let's stick some in here for now. Let's go. Import export bus. Let's see if you work. So you're going to go there. And you are the classic. Anything not exported is a valid thing to be imported. So sand are my valid imports. And I need to make another dimensional chest. So we need a core. Yeah, that's fine. For one of you kind of cores. Yep, that's fine. And for this, twice please. Make one of these. Yes, please. I'm just going to remind myself of what the frequency is, and I think I might want to place it, set it before I put it on that thing, otherwise all hell is going to break loose. What are you again? 546. It's a shame I can't use letters. And if I can, I've somehow messed that one up. What are you? Oh, you're the cool. Let's break you. Let's just double check this. If I then grab you and place you down again. Yep. Same thing. So you're certainly importing. Fine. And hopefully this will work actually, because it might be a case of it doesn't take in anything it can't accept as a valid input. So, with that in mind, and how are you doing on things? So you're producing that. You're producing that. You're fine in that. You're burning through redstone. Okay, this is an expensive form of redstone. But that's kind of okay, because redstone is the one thing I have absolutely millions of. Really. Kinda. I mean, I certainly will end up with a lot of redstone. But that seems to be making... Okay, one redstone is just one bucket, so it is every 100 millibuckets of oil this thing is making, that's then using one redstone to double up on that, basically. Okay, that's quite a lot. But I suppose it will eventually stop, because this is only a limited supply type deal. Let's destroy that channel, because this needs to be an item channel. Create. No? And we're going to call this byproduct. I'm just going to turn you off, because what we're going to do with you, we're going to take the centrifugal separator. Yeah, that one. And create. And we're going to extract, but purely bitumen, tar, red sand, and white regular sand. No, specifically no oil. I suppose it's item as well, so it wouldn't anyway, would it? Okay, well, that might be fine. But anyway, we've defined these things. That's okay. Now, the dimensional chest. We are going to insert but only sand, and then let's say tar. Cool. We're going to take that drawer and we're going to insert bitumen, because we're also going to take the fractioning still. Wherever you are, there you are, you. We're also going to extract just bitumen. We're going to extract bitumen from you, and we're going to extract all those things from you. We're going to insert just bitumen to you, and that to everything else. Are you extract on the right? Yes, you are. Turn this channel on, so we should see then.
Someone is at the front door.
Oh, I think someone arrived. Okay, that was just someone at my door, and this is not aha, of course, because we want to extract from there as well. So it should be that it is extracting something to here. Oh, of course it won't, because it needs to put that in there. It is, we're getting bitumen out of here, so that has gone out of there, it's going into here. Cool, 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 cool. We need to watch this kind of slowly go down to see if it puts the tar and the sand in here, which we can do. That is happily kind of doing its thing. You're happily doing your thing. You're happy doing your thing. You're happy doing your thing. Okay. Cool. Tar is going down, and then we can see tar is building up there. And it is going down. Okay, the exporter is actually working with the dimensional chest. And the best way of testing this is if I look at my inventory and say tar. Look at that, tar is slowly building up. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, that is doing its thing. Also, shut that door. So we've only used 3 channels so far. And pretty much everything is working as intended to a degree. Kinda. You're doing your thing. We are burning through our redstone. Also, all that has gone now. We've actually used up that oil. I guess that was empty long enough that that kind of did its thing. This is why we've then got 4 buckets worth of oil. Okay, well that's fine. And then that's happily kind of just going along. That is now returning that stuff to that stuff. Okay, and that is now dumping all the bitumen. Ooh, fuck. Okay. I also want to lock. If you are that crude oil and you're the pneumatic raft crude oil. Okay, well, I think we have done a bit of work there. We are now at a point where we can then take our heavy oil and light oil. We can then bung them in a couple of... We can literally make a couple more fractioning stills because they can then take the... So notice that the crude oil into that. But yeah, it can take the light oil into refined fuel. It can take the heavy oil into refined fuel. We could always feed it into the same one, but I think having 2 might work better. We can always actually as well maybe even use the same channel, because we can certainly have 1 fractioning still. We can on the same channel, we can say take from here, insert into the fractioning still as priority 1, and then priority 2 all the way into 2 storage drawers. And then we can also then extract from those storage. Oh no, you can't insert and extract on the same channel, can you? Derp, 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 derp. I could happily have some sort of connections, so I can say insert them into 2 tanks and have them top and bottom. You could have literally like tank, fractioning still in the middle, and it just kind of works that way. Or hell, even tank, fractioning still, and it can insert into there, they each kind of do their thing. Pump the refined fuel into here, or even then output it into a tank here, then that can feed into the beast here. And I could even make use of some up there, in all fairness. I can even have one of those dual draws actually. Then you can have dual draw, fractioning still, refined fuel tank. You can then pull out the sulfur and tar, which I think is the byproduct. Was it, I think? Fractioning still. Light oil makes sulfur dust, yeah, which I can just put in somewhere. Heavy oil makes tar, which I can then just... so then I can put them on the same channel to dump back in here, goes back in the system. So yeah, you could literally have 2 times draw. You know, I'm actually going to put these up a little bit. You can have 2 times draw, fractioning still. Let's make another one. I know I'm not in here. Fractioning still. Let's make one of you. Let's make 2 of you. 1, 2. Oh, do you know what? I'm out of. Cancel. 8, please. I'm gonna make 1 more of you. 1 more, please. Fractioning still. And then where is that? I think that's right. And I don't actually need the advanced refinery, do I? Because all you can do is you can turn things into diesel. Oh wait, no. I want to use you instead of that initial fractioning still. I want to turn that flux infused oil. Oh, you, and I've already made another one. You actually want to be the advanced refinery. Because that flux infused oil, was it crystallized sunflower oil, heavy oil, light oil into diesel. Yeah, you make 150 each. Oh, and we've got so much. Dope. Well, I can't turn you back into that now. Can you have fluid intake valve up to 5? Yeah, you can. Alright, we can have 2 fluid tanks and 2 thingy-majigs. Getting rid of you. Sorry, I made those 1x2s and I'm not going to use any of them. So you are actually going to be... Oh, crikey. Nope, B. 1 second. So you are going to go... Is that right? It's going to cover that window up. Ah, that's fine. It's just one window. It's right at the back. You're not a connector. Oh, right. Okay. Does it need to be a connector? If it's the output, I need the output somewhere. Right. Yeah. No. Yeah, I need somewhere to kind of. Hopefully it's not destroyed anything. Oh, draw on the side. Yeah, maybe it's fine. Just because it's duplicated. So you're the advanced refinery, and I need another quickly. I don't have much time. And let's put you there. So let's call you light. Let's call you heavy. And then you can be called P crude. No, not that crude. P crude. And you can be called T crude. Just so you're labeled. Excellent. So I want to take that fractioning still. Fractioning still called light. And we need fluid. Well, no, it's you. Fluid, create, turn off. The fractioning is still light. I need to create, and I want to extract from you. Cool. And I want to take you hold light, and I want to insert, and I want light oil. Bish bash bosh. I want to take you and insert into you heavy oil. Bish bash bosh. And turn you on. And hopefully you are filling up with heavy and you are filling up with light oil. This is correct. Unfortunately, you are going to turn you off at the bottom. You're done. Break you. Advanced refinery. Insert the bottom, output the right. Auto, auto. Looks infused. None on the left. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, I think, and then finally, fractioning still. So you have no power, but otherwise you're going to be in at the bottom. You're going to be in at the top, output on the right. What's the matter? Don't like heavy oil? Oh, auto, auto. Look at that. So you've got your light oil. You've got your heavy oil. You're doing your thing. You will do your thing. And then we can set this up to be a whole kind of big old gobbling gas machine. Hey, excellent. Okay, well, I think we're done for the evening. I think that is where we can finish up. So let's get for the photo. Oh my goodness, no, I cannot control this thing sometimes in third person view. Eesh. Do you want to go forward a bit? Forward a bit, left a bit, left a bit, right a bit, left a bit, right a bit. Okay. Can I get the camera any better? Let's get some cable. Can I not see anything more? Okay, let's go forward a bit. Forward a bit more. Left a bit, right a bit. Here we go. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Right, let's crouch. No, let's not crouch. Let's walk that way a bit. That's a nice shot. Okay. There we go. That's the screenshot for next session. We're happy. We're good. We're going to leave it there for the night. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.